Duvalier? Did I pronounce?
Duvalier.
Okay.
Duvalier. Ding, 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 ding. That's what I said it was going to be. They put it wrong in the teleprompter.
I'm from the South, so
Duvalier Malone, who's with us, he's got a new book. It was all a dream. It's coming out really. It's not out yet. It's coming out very soon.
Not out yet.
But it's a memoir. It's a memoir that you wrote about your own life and overcoming tragedy. Give us an idea of what you felt you wanted to tell people through your tragedies.
I tell you what, I started working on this book in 2012, and in 2012 it was merely just a dream. It was just me writing down what I went through as a child, as a way of therapy for me. And I quickly figured out, as I would use part of the book to go and do speaking engagements across the South when I lived in Mississippi, young students would ask me, "Do you have a book?" And I was like, "No, I don't have a book." And quickly I began to realize, okay, I need to start forming this into a book. And so now 2018, here we are, and it's going to talk about how I grew up in poverty. My father had mental illness. My parents went through a really hard divorce that led us into poverty, that some days I would go to school and not realize how I would have food at home when I would come back home. And so the teachers thought I should be put in special ed because I couldn't focus in school. And the reason why I couldn't focus was because of I was hungry. And so definitely I'm excited to be able to tell my story, how I was able to rise above that.
How did you rise above it? Tell us what you did.
I tell you what, I am also a man of faith, and so definitely I was raised by my grandmother and always believe in putting God first. And in saying that, I had an opportunity at the age of 16 to travel to the nation's capital of Washington, D.C., where I was able to meet people from all over the country, just a little country boy who had never got on a plane before. And that gave me an illuminating moment to wake up and understand that my situation of poverty doesn't define who I am. And so from there I was able to motivate myself to do better, because when I went to that trip at 16 I was just settling for average in school, and so came back from that trip, applied, went to college, and from there now I call the nation's capital my home there in Washington D.C. And it was just a dream at 16.
I imagine your story is not completely uncommon, especially in the South where poverty rates are higher, North Carolina, Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana.
Absolutely.
What do you say to those kids or teenagers, or what do you think they can learn from your book, to those who don't, those kids and teenagers who might not have the opportunity to go to DC, who might not have that eye-opening experience? What should they be looking for? What can they look towards in their life to give them the same kind of hope you had?
To know that it is something great on the inside of all of us, and we all have a book on the inside of us. We all have a story, and it's up to us to determine how we're going to tell our stories. And so for those young people that are in poverty and those young people that are struggling, I would say, for me, I settled for average because I let my situation define me until I had that illuminating moment. For you, your situation does not define you, that you are greater than that situation, and that you can do whatever you put your mind to do to stay focused and to know that what's on the inside of you is greater than your situation, because I believe every single individual on this earth have greatness on the inside of them.
So writing a book is incredibly challenging. I mean, I have probably for 3 years now been trying to sit down and write a book, but then I get distracted and busy with work. Yeah, exactly. I'm going to get it. You're inspiring me today, by the way. I'm going to take a crack. My husband's working on writing a book right now. So what advice can you give me and Clay and the rest of us who are, want to be authors? How can you inspire us?
Let me tell you this. In telling your story, like I said, I've been working on this since 2012, right? So of course, you get off track, you get focused. And I got very frustrated because I was like, my book is not coming out as fast as I wanted it to come out. But I'll tell you what, as I said earlier, we all are telling our stories, right? And so for me, I am a changed individual based on what I would have told people and what I would have told students in the world in 2012. So I would say, don't get discouraged, stay focused, but understand that the story is being developed every day that we wake up and we live our lives. Our stories are being developed. So
it's nice to hear that you started writing in 2012.
In 2012.
There's hope for you, yes.
Yes. So this has been a long process for me, but I'm extremely excited to release this to the world this spring. So
spring, and where will we? This is our Bookster segment, so you can certainly find it on Bookster, and people will be able to find it when?
April 7th. So April 7th, that is my
title one more
birthday. That is my birthday.
nice.
And so it's April 7th. Everybody here has been asking me, so are you going to be able to tell us the title? And the title is very dramatic. It's different. And so I haven't released the title to everyone yet.
Titles are important.
So it is.
I pick up a book and judge it by the cover.
So when I release the title, I want to come back
Yes.
come back and talk to you guys about the title and how that title came into
Well,
play.
there now we got some suspense, just like your Game of Thrones cliffhangers. Duvalier Malone, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you so much for
We'll
having me.
see you next time.
Very
We'll see you when the book comes out. Thank you very much.
You know, I noticed something today.
What'd you notice?
In the hour that I spent with you, my southern accent has gotten stronger
You're
throughout
welcome.
the hour.
That happens
It's like coming back.
Did you make an effort to get rid of it?
I think I did, and like when I was in college, I was doing beauty pageants in Florida, the Miss America pageant, and I think as I was working on the interview, I do think, because when I was a kid, I
talk
had
like
videos.
this.
I talk like you.
See, now what's crazy to me is that I don't hear it. I never think I have an accent. I know. Listen,
love it.
I know I have an accent. I've been told enough times to understand that I do, but I never actually think that I do. And I've been talked to by people to do this part or that part in a either play, musical, something like that. And I've always told them, listen, as long as it's not a Midwestern accent, then, because I can't do that, because I think I sound like you. I hear myself and I think, oh, I sound just like her. I don't sound like British people, so I can imitate them.
Yeah.
But I think I sound like you. I don't hear it.
I kind of wish I didn't get rid of by now.
I
I
had
need like a bucket of sweet tea, and every Friday with Clay.
There you go. Listen, I'll bring the sweet tea. Don't you worry about it. I was told by so many people after Idol. This is, by the way, before I knew I had an accent, because my family all talks like this, and so the fact that I didn't talk like this meant that I must not have it. I was from the big city of Raleigh, you know.
I like Raleigh.
And Andy Griffith's show is what made me think I didn't have one, because I watch Andy Griffith now, and every time they go to Raleigh. They leave Mayberry to go to Raleigh. All the people in Raleigh are wearing these fur coats and these pearl necklaces, and they all speak like this. So I figured, well, I must talk like that too. I had no idea. Now I realize.
I like that you got your education through
The Andy Griffith
The
Show.
Andy Griffith.
Absolutely. Still
That's
watch it to this day. Now, that's something to watch more than Game of Thrones to me. Absolutely.
Slightly better than Game of Thrones. I'll give
Well,
you
come
that,
back,
slightly.
please, and do this again next
This
time.
is fun.
We miss
Thank
Carrie.
you.
We miss Carrie being
miss
here.
you, Carrie.
But if she ever has to be out again, please come back. And do
I'm
this
not a
again.
bad replacement.
You're not bad at all.
I'm not bad.
I'm impressed, by the way, that your shirt wasn't see-through. You wore green today. I don't know what they did in the control room, but that
I was trying to impress you.
that was be a floating.
I know. Sorry. Yeah, I forgot. I'm not supposed to wear green.
If you loved Morgan as much as I do, you can catch her on Tuesday mornings at 9 on Bold Business. And I'll be back here next week at 10 o'clock with Carrie Sheffield. Thank you, guys. Thank you again. Thank you so much for joining us. See you then.
Thank you.